Hello and welcome back to another how-to video with the Uxbridge Public Library. Today we will be making letter ornaments made of twigs and branches found at our local park. This fun craft is super easy and makes use of materials found around the house. Let's get started. For this craft you will need twigs and branches, string, some scissors. You can also use some rope or twine, some yarn, or some ribbon. We will also be using pipe cleaners in this craft as well. First, you're going to take your twig or branch and you can clean it of any excess bark that is left on the twig. From here, you can either take your scissors and cut the branch or break them with your hands. Once you get the length you'd like, you can start measuring out the length of branch that you need to create any letter that you're making. Our first letter is going to be the letter B, so we've already created a back here, and then we're going to start making the two loops that make up the B formation. Here I'm just lightly breaking the twig in half to create a V shape and bringing them together. I'm going to grab my string and grab my first twig and start wrapping it around just so that I can wrap the string tight up against the branch. I'm going to continue this process and make it look really rustic. Then I'm going to wrap it at the joint here, and I'm going to make sure that I'm wrapping around each part of the twig and securing it. I'm going to do this about 3 times and then start wrapping around the rest of the branch. Once I get to the joint, I'm going to be really careful because I don't want it to break, but then I'm going to wrap it here at the center to make sure that I get my first loop of the B. Here I'm going to attach the second branch and start twisting it together and being careful with the joint again, and then I'm going to bring it down to the base where I'm going to start wrapping it once more. This project is super easy because you can be as loose as possible with your string and make sure that you get the way you'd like. By making sure all of my joints are tight, I ensure that my letter will not fall apart. Once we're done wrapping the whole letter, we're going to tie it with a knot and make sure that it's nice and secure on all the joints. The next letter that we're going to create is an O. So we're going to split 2 sticks in half and then those in half to create a square-like shape that is going to be our O. Here we're going to try and use some purple pipe cleaners. This process is a lot more stable when you're bringing them together, just because of the wire. I'm going to wrap it all the way around the twig, and then I'm going to bring it to the joint and start wrapping it around. I'm going to try to attempt to use the pipe cleaner all the way to the center of each part of the twig. This process will be continued until we've wrapped the entire twig. There you have it, a finished O. The next letter that we're going to be using is also an O, but this time I'm going to try and lightly break my branch so that it still has attached joints on each of the ends. From here, I'm just going to take some normal rope and start wrapping the twig. This time I'm going to tie it with a small knot just to ensure that it won't fall off. Then I'm going to continue to wrap. Now I'm going to make sure that the joint is right at the end, and I'm going to start wrapping it around the ball. Again, you can make sure that your lines of rope are as uniform as you'd like. And once we're done, we're going to tie it with a small knot. I like to double knot these branches just to make sure that they don't fall apart. By putting the string underneath an already formed or wrapped string around the twig, I can pull it through, tie a knot, and make sure that it's completely secure. The next letter that we will be starting is a K. From here, we're going to take our ribbon and we're just going to tie a knot around the first twig and continue to wrap this. Once you're finished wrapping it, you can just cut off the excess and then tie a knot. The last letter that we're going to be creating is the letter S. So here I'm going to start breaking my twigs and start making that S formation. Here I'm still trying to keep the joints intact so that when I wrap it, it has less way or less possibility of falling apart. Then I'm going to take my string and continue to wrap all the way around the S. Once again, I'm stopping at the joint and making sure that these are carefully put together just so it doesn't fall apart. I'm going to chop off the excess and then tie it off. And there you have it. Finished letters. Here we're spelling out read books. Another fun way to jazz up your letters is by using markers on a white thread, and from here you can just put it down directly onto the white. And by using markers here, we're going to continue to color them and then run it under the tap. This running water will help add a tie-dye effect to our letters. Once you're done to make it an ornament, we're going to take some extra string and start tying a knot at the top of the letter. Once you're done, you can cut the excess and you have a finished letter ornament. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and if you like more content like this, please come back to the Uxbridge Public Library's YouTube channel.